it's not far down to paradise. At least it's not for me. And if the wind is right.
Thank you for checking us out here at NAOB channel 1906. Today we're interviewing founder and owner of At the Real Counselor's Corner. This young man is known in the field of education for quite a few things, but specifically for counseling and creating phenomenal programs. So we're going to hear from him today and ask him a few questions and kind of go from there. So Brooks, right? Calvin Brooks. How's it feel being here today? Man, I appreciate the introduction, man. I couldn't have said it better if I said it myself, you know. And as you said, yes, Calvin Brooks Sr., founder and owner of At the Real Counselor's Corner, NAOB. NAOB stands for neither above or below. Hopefully we'll be able to get into that in more detail during today's interview. But I'm just glad to be here on, channel 1906. And, never thought I would be here. You know, this is one of the most prominent channels in the world, and just the fact that you are interviewing me, and what I'm trying to do, I really appreciate it. So, let's get into the interview. All right. So, you're right. Let's just get right into it. So, Mr. Brooke, Calvin, you mind if okay, Calvin, let's begin with what actually motivated you to begin this educational consulting company that you call At the Real Counselor's Corner. What was the purpose? What was the motivation behind all of that? All right. I appreciate that. And this is actually a great starting point to the interview. What was my purpose and my motivation? Well, I always start with my experience in education. I've been in education for 20 plus years now. 15 of those. No, I take that back. 17 of those, I believe 16 or 17 of those, I've been in the field of counseling all the way from pre-K to 8th grade. So during that time, I noticed that every student that entered those school buildings wanted to be successful. It's just some did not have the emotional stability or the social skills to overcome some of the things that hindered them from being successful. So it wasn't a matter of them not wanting to be successful. It's just they didn't have the tools. So once I realized that, I really started to focus more on building students through social and emotional lessons, things that would enforce the importance of principles and character and those things. Not character ed, definitely not that, but just things that teach you how to handle life. Because if you can handle life, then you can handle school. So I just want to make sure I can equip our youth with the skills that are going to help them, be resilient, help them learn to love themselves, help them to use foresight to make decisions. So a lot of the things that I have learned through experience and working with children for over 20 years, a lot of the things that I have noticed successful students have been able to do, that's the basis of a lot of the things I do, because I just want to be able to create a situation that allows every youth to have an opportunity to succeed. Thus, the logo, that's a logo of equity. We want everyone to have the opportunities to succeed, regardless of your race or your. Wow. Now, if that story doesn't inspire you to want to do something great, then you need to check your pulse, because you must not be alive. Thank you for sharing that, Calvin. That was not only a phenomenal story, but inspirational. Thank you. I appreciate that, my brother. Moving on to question number 2. When you conduct these lessons and, do what it is you do, who was your target audience? Like, who are you trying to reach? Ooh. Yeah, I got these lights blazing in the studio tonight, man. It's hot. But to your question, my target audience is just the youth. And when I say youth, I'm talking about 21 and younger. I can even help brothers and sisters that are a little over 21, but specifically I'm talking about the youth 21 and younger. Even more specifically, we're talking about school age youth. And the younger, the better. Because as we know, during the younger years, that's when the foundation is built. Not to say it can't be built in the later years, but, it takes some destroying of some old habits and some old ways, and then you have to build, okay? Or tearing down, should we say. As opposed to when you catch them young, you're building on new foundation. So either way, we can build. It just takes a different level of effort based on what your age and what you experience. So, but it's all about these kids, man. I'm in the business of building strong children with the help of adults that are in the business of building strong children. These are going to be the men and women of the world, and we're responsible for providing all of them with the tools that are going to allow them to be successful. If we don't, then then we failed. We failed our babies, and we can't do that. So we love the kids here at the Real Counselor's Corner. It's all about the youth. Oh man, sorry there, guys. Got a bit teary-eyed, hearing about just how much you care for the kids and the youth, man. It's very rare you find something like that. So we appreciate that in the community. So thank you for that. So yes, your target audience is the youth. Let me notes right here. Question 3. What is your actual mission? So we know the why, we know the who, but now we need to know the what. What is your actual mission at the Real Counselor's Corner? These hot lights, seat broke. Anyway, mission. My mission is to expose the youth to every opportunity that's out there to be successful. I'm talking about everything from college to trade school to workforce to military, all that. And through that, or with that, or along with that exposure, I'm providing them with principles that are going to help them endure just the everyday things of life. The number one determining factor in success when it comes to just being, successful in life, it's resilience. It's the ability to bounce back from hardship, from disappointment, because that happens. As we all know, it's cheery, man. We need to work on this. As we all know, people that have been in situations of hardships and it has crushed them. And we know people that have on the opposite end, have endured hardship and have been successful. So I want to expose them to every opportunity to help them find their personal path of success. And along that way, I'm giving them or trying to provide them with the tools to just endure everyday life, man. Because that's a big determining factor to, personal success. Brother Brooks, you mind if I call you Brother Brooks? Brother Brooks, after hearing that answer, I want to start by saying we need more brothers like you. Can't say it any other way. Moving right along. So initially, in the beginning, you told us the name of your business, your educational consulting business, was at the Real Counselor's Corner, NAOB. So what is the acronym NAOB actually stand for? Before I get into NAOB, let me let you check the logo. Check that out. You have the circle. You know what that represents? That's a sign, a universal sign of unity. A never-ending circle. And then we have the two fists here. You see the two fists, touching each other on an equal plane. That's showing equity right there. We not talking about equality, not just equality. We talking about equity. Everybody getting what they need to get where they want to be. And then we have, of course, the handle at the Real Counselor's Corner. You can find me on all social platforms. That's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's Twitter, at the Real Counselor's Corner. So the reason I put that on there, because when you see the logo, I want you to automatically have a way to contact me. You don't have to think about, how do I contact him? What's his email? What's his page? It's right here for you. And then what you just asked me, the acronym NAOB. All right, it stands for neither, above, or below. And it has many meanings. It has over 1,000 meanings, maybe over 1,000,000 if we sit here and think long enough, So every day I kind of take it and I use it to fit in with whatever is going on with me that day. So one thing I just recently shared was, as a meaning of NAOB, is looking into yourself first before you look above or below for any help. All right. Neither above or below. Your success, it starts with self, and I'm not saying you don't pray and you don't do all, yes, you do all that, but let's see what you can do for self first. And then you ask your higher powers to come and help you, or whatever you lean on, to get your power. But first, start with self. Neither above or below. Start with you. So boom, that's one of the meanings, but you can remix it to whatever you want to. But just know it means equity, man. Neither above or below, man. Starts with you. And, we all on the same playing field. That's what we want at the end of the day. And then everybody from that point, you get it based on your abilities, But we all got to start off at least on an even playing field. So that's what it is. Wow. Neither above or below. And that makes perfect sense with the logo. The two fists that are, directly across from each other, which symbolizes, looks like equity. So, wow. I mean, this man just continues to impress me. I just don't know. Yeah, you definitely need a star on the Wall of Fame, or, maybe a planet named after you or something. You have my vote, man. Moving on to question number 5. Let's see my notes. Oh, yeah. This Let's Build series I'm hearing about. Tell me more about it. The Let's Build series, my brainchild, my baby. The Let's Build series is a 5-part series that I'm actually wrapping up this month, May the 21st. I'm going to be at Dugan Best Community Center in Owensboro, Kentucky. That's 1003 Omega Street, Owensboro, Kentucky. I'm going to be there from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I'm wrapping up my 5-part series, the Let's Build series. So the basis of the Let's Build series is taking 5 principles, and they build upon each other to create a young man or a young lady that believes in self, is able to visualize their future, and then is able to create a path to get there. So we do that by discussing and practicing and seeing examples of each principle. So the first principle is part 1. We discussed self-love and foresight. So the importance of loving yourself, and then the importance of being able to see forward in your life to figure out where you want to be, to figure out what you want to do, and to also understand that the things you do now are going to disrupt that vision or are going to create that vision. So we talked about self-love and foresight on part 1. So part 2 came back and we talked about resilience, I believe. We talked about resilience, which is the ability to bounce back, the ability to come back from hardship. Then after that, we went into discipline. I may have those two backwards, resilience or discipline. But then we went into discipline, and not the discipline in regards to you've done something wrong, so you're going to be disciplined. No, the ability to have self-discipline, to be able to say no to things that are going on now because you know there's a greater good down the road, to be able to put in that extra time in the gym or in the weight room or in the library because you know with foresight that having this discipline, where it's going to take you. See how they build upon each other? All right, because your foresight allows you to see where you want to be, and your discipline is allowing you to get there. You know, you have to be disciplined in order to reach this vision you've seen through foresight. Boom. And then part 4, we went into empathy. All right. And the reason I brought empathy at the end is because in order to empathize with others, or it's easier to empathize with others when you have went through learning to love yourself, you know, and visualizing your future, making it there, because you can excuse me, look at me, man. I'm getting all tongue tied because the interview, I'm kind of nervous, you know, but empathizing with others, you know, you have the ability to do that because you've endured hardships. Because remember, you got resilience. That's one of the principles. You've endured hardships, so you can empathize with someone that is going through something because you've been there. All right. You've learned to love yourself. So you can empathize with someone that may have some issues with self-love or image and all that, because you learn to love yourself. So you have to gain these principles first yourself in order to help you empathize with others. All right. And then part 5, which is titled The Final Brick, which, if I didn't say it, it's May the 21st. I did say it, but I said I didn't say it, but I know I did say it. May the 21st. That's a Saturday this month. We're putting it all together. We're taking the final brick, which is all of these principles combined, and we're talking about how you can implement these holistically. Because even though we discuss them, in isolation, we know that's not how the world works. Sometimes you got to combine 2 things, 3 things, so on and so forth. So it's the final brick where we're putting it all together. And that's the Let's Build series, in a nutshell. I took a minute, but, that's my brainchild, man. Wow. I'll tell you guys, it's, I'm just inspired. Like, I don't know. I'm just going to do something great, if not today, tomorrow, or the day after that. But I'm definitely inspired. So if you have not checked out this young man's channel, you need to make sure you do that. And not only check out his channel, make sure you purchase some of his gear. He has at the Real Counselor's Corner gear. I'm going to get me some. I'm definitely going to get me. I'm probably going to get the royal blue. I'm probably going to grab the black and red. I'm probably going to grab the red and black. And I'm definitely going to grab the gray and black. So I'm just going to get them all. And I encourage you to do the same. So make sure you do that, and talk to the people in your community that deal with the youth. Tell them about this young man. I think he has a lot to say, and he definitely has our vote here at NAOB channel 1906. And isn't it ironic that that's the name of our channel, NAOB, and that just thought about that at the end of the video. Wow, world is such a small place. Anyway.